Good morning, day number 2 at Nawiliwili. Say hi, Nug. Are you gonna get mad at the chickens again? All right, today is tour day. This is also the last time we see land for the next 5 days, so we're going to try to enjoy it as much as we possibly can. We'll be getting on one of these buses later on today. We're gonna go to a plantation. We're gonna see a bunch of flowers. We're supposed to be able to feed some animals, which I'm not going to do with Ella for her safety. When we went to a fair once, Belle, my last service dog, got bit in the butt by a donkey. So we're gonna keep that distance. But yeah, we're gonna enjoy our last day. We leave here around either 3:30 or 4:30, I can't remember which. So we get to enjoy one last sail away before we have 5 days at sea and traveling almost 2,500 miles up to Vancouver. You can hear that rooster going off in there. Definitely gonna be a cloudy day, but not supposed to rain. So really going to just soak it in one last time. What do you think, Nug? Do you want breakfast? Oh, you already had breakfast. Do you want to go potty? Okay, let's go. Thought we were going. Come on. All right, waiting for elevator for Ella's potty spot. I know, elevator that way. I'm trying to make you go this way. Which one do you think is gonna be? That one. This one. That's where we're going. We're going here.
This one didn't pick.
Let's go. Thank you for letting me know the elevator's here.
Humming.
Yeah, it does that. We're going to your potty spot. Put your ears up. I know you gotta pee. Put your ears up. There we go.
I didn't like that elevator.
You didn't like that elevator? Why?
Yeah, it was humming.
Yeah.
My brain gets scrambled. Yeah, see, not handicap accessible.
No. I mean, you could just smash into it. Another beautiful day.
Yeah,
Stupid.
It doesn't really matter what time of day you do stuff here, because it's going to be a warm amount of work.
Yup. Again, it's the humidity that kills me.
We're on the rainy side of the island.
Yes. That's why it's so lush.
And that's where the beaches are. Right?
Hey, their cargo barge came in last night. Yes, that's where they be.
Yeah, we got science lessons, we got history lessons.
We got a lot of lessons here.
Mythology lessons.
Lots of mythology. Which is cool. Don't touch anything apparently around here. Alright, time to go. Breakfast time. Okay. Heading down to Azure on deck 3 to meet up with the group to get on the bus, to go to the plantation, to get on the train, to make a pot. Something like that. Let's go.
I don't like how quiet this elevator is. have my music playing. I don't have it.
Had the air conditioner like right up.
Yep, we're ready. We get the rest and sign everybody in.
Great. Hi, how are you, friends? 9:15? Stand.
I love pet tie.
I want my, yeah, exactly. Oh, no, yes. Oh, no.
Fish.
I'm glad we had the same idea here.
Favorite fish.
Favorite fish?
Favorite fish.
Favorite fish.
Yeah.
And down. Place looks really familiar.
It's very better. This sticker is done sticking for a while. We'll lose it.
Well, welcome to Kauai. I know you've been here from yesterday. How was your rest here on the island?
Good.
All right. Do the chickens keep you up? Rum tasting. Rum is made here on the island of Kauai. Don't worry, I will be your designated driver. Because it's only going to be 15 minutes back we have on Kauai. So our island doesn't go through any drought system. Maui, Oahu is starting their drought this time of the year. But your actual train is going backwards over there. You see, further into the Kilohana area? Well, they're going backwards. So you might do this tour backwards. That is the Kilohana district. I'll be letting you loose to them. Once we get to the train station, I'm going to ask you to remain seated. The cousins will come on.
Leave the chicken alone.
Ella's over in this corner. No feet room.
And leaving our train depot. But I do want to say good morning, aloha kakahiaka, welcome aboard. My name is Michaela. I'm going to be your folks conductor for a beautiful morning time tour. The lovely lady who is going to be driving us around upon the engine. Her name is Camille, and that is going to be your folks train crew for today. So I just go over just a couple of rules that everyone in the first rule is that we do ask to please remain seated throughout the tour. We are constantly moving, and the train does tend to wobble from side to side randomly. The second rule is that we also ask to please keep your heads, hands, and feet inside of the train as well. We are going to be passing some trees, brush, whatnot. We don't want you folks to get any sort of scrapings along the way either. But that is going to be our train rules for today. So we are going to be seeing 105 acres of our Kilohana Light and Stella. So we do name the donkeys after beer. But the main reason why they're kept on our property is to give our guests a nice visual perspective on what originally hauled the sugarcane around before the steam and General Electric diesel trains. So this was happening from 1848 up until the 1870s and 1880s. Once the trains were finally implemented, it made a huge difference. So the plantation workers, they were getting paid by the haul and not by the hour. The General electric diesel, which does run on 36-inch narrow gauge wide tracks. This engine here, it was also used for the movie Jungle That Flame. If you continue to look to the right, you also may be able to notice some trees at an angle. Looks like the wind pushed them to the sides. Those are known as kamani trees. Ancient Hawaiians used that to construct their canoes, their outriggers, weapons, as well as tools. Here to the left side, we also have a huge field of apple banana patches. So apple bananas, they only grow to be half the size, but twice the sweetness, and also berries. Those Berkshire pigs were brought on over by one of our farmers. He plans on breeding his domesticated pigs with the wild and feral pigs that we penned up inside of the main pasture. As for now, coming up to the left side, rows of 42 different varieties of exotic and seasonal fruit. So within every different season, there's always going to be a tree that is flourishing and blooming, giving off some type of edible produce. Right now, you guys might notice some of our mountain apples, the lychees, also known as lychees. We got a few of our citrus. You even might notice a fruit that grows in the shape of a peach. The horse, her name is April. And so April, she's 14 years old and is also a purebred Arabian mountain horse. She was originally used to help her owners hunt down wild pigs on our western mountains, known as koke'e, where the white man grand. Now, we'll come back to it, so don't you worry. We're going to take you to the right side of our train tracks, making our way around this entire animal pasture. But before we leave it behind, to the left, you might notice these small circular green fruits. Some of them are also with red coloring.
All right, welcome to my Monday through Friday office. It's a little dirty, I apologize, but it is what it is, right? Now, before we start talking about ag and what it is specifically that we're doing here at Kilohana, I do have a question for you. Do we have any volunteers who'd like to switch a train track? Okay, right on. We can walk over to it. We're going to head in this direction anyway, so I can show everybody how it works so that, you know, when you're faced. Its function is to move the switchboard, this inner portion of rail that you see here, which determines the direction the train picks when it goes toward a switchboard, yeah? So you see how the right side here is separate from the main rail itself. We'll call this open, right? So the train will take whatever direction is open on the switchboard, that being the right fork instead of the left. What you're going to do is you're going to pick up the lever here, which changes that. You're going to flip that over to the opposite side, and that will move the board, as you can see, and all the way down, all the way down. Yes. Yay, you did it. We've effectively derailed the train. So now, when the train comes back around and down the main, it's going to pick the left instead of the right, which takes it back to the station. So, hypothetically, if we didn't do anything to the switch, they'd just go round and round and round and round in circles. Exactly. Right? So it's a good thing they have us. You're hired. Well, folks, we're going to take a little stroll down to a row of fruit trees. We'll talk a little bit about what it is we're doing out here. We'll have you pick some fresh fruits off the tree. Then we're going to cross over the pasture here, over the tracks, through the pasture, out to where you see that cluster of tall cook pine trees. And we've got a little picnic area there with a bunch of fruit waiting for you, okay? So that's the plan. So let's head down, or actually, let's start right here, because this is, well, let's just keep what grows best. It's let's keep all of what we planted and utilize every single thing that this orchard gives us right here on the plantation. So we've sort of shifted from experimental purposes of just seeing what will grow to more self-sustainable practices. So now that our restaurant is around and our lounge and our other tours, they can benefit from this orchard. That's the point. So it's sort of like our personal fruit pantry, if you look at it that way. So the majority of these trees come from either Southeast Asia or Central Southern America. I was talking to a Mandarin-speaking friend of mine, and she's like, well, we call it litsu in Mandarin. I'm like, okay, well, okay, call it whatever you want to call it, all right? But lychee, or lychee, right, from Southeast Asia, has become a very popular fruit in Hawaii ever since the Chinese migration. to the islands, and we can talk more about how that fits into the sugar industry a little later on. But ultimately, in Southeast Asia, right, this plant has been cultivated forever and is highly prized, and rightfully so. Very, very unique fruit. Okay. Now, we're going to bananas called apple.
Nice try.
Me too now.
Different.
Yes, yes. Okay, watch your step over the tracks, folks. Also, I want to point out that the cattle pasture ahead. So you'll probably spot some cattle as they're walking. But there is a hot wire on the inside of the fence. Good to know. It should be insulated, but I wouldn't think it is. They're running about 8,000 volts on it right now, so just don't touch the fence to be safe. We don't want to reenact that scene of Jurassic Park. Not Jurassic Park, but okay. You can see the cattle there across the way. That's a fine, yeah. Well, a fine. Got everybody? So, folks, again, what you see here on the table is indicative of what is currently in season right now in that orchard. Granted, we would have to walk the entirety of the orchard to personally find these things. Those rarities that Mother Nature has given us. Very healthy fruit or food item that also tastes good. Yeah? A lot of times when you get into some of the natural medicinal plants and you taste those things, you're like, whoa, right? That's kind of nasty. Noni is a classic example here in the Pacific. Noni fruit is rich in antioxidants. It tastes like Limburger cheese. It's not the best thing. So, but you know, it's good for you, right? So thoughts, opinions about the geometry kava?
I don't like it as much as the lychee.
No. So when they start off on the tree, they're green, right? Or maybe even a blood orange. And it's neither of those things. It is a kara, right? So what else do we notice about the kara? No seeds. So then the question is, well, then if we discovered it, right? What is there, just a giant tree somewhere, and we're all getting our kara from the same?
Very similar orange, but sweeter.
Grant used to bring these in.
Bad. We had it in the 30s.
Okay.
I really like them. Yeah,
So these are apple bananas. Okay? And a lot of these things, right, the lychee, papaya, planted that into soil, right? The stalk would mature to a point where it's ready to flower and then bear its fruit. So we already know this is about 1.5 years. So you take in that maturity plus the flowering, and you're looking at maybe 3 years. So 5 years to be safe, right? Let's just round it up. And you'll get yourself a pineapple. Here's the catch. You get 1 pineapple per stalk, period. The stalk will die back after this matures. Okay? What happens is that this fruit, at its base, as it's developing, will produce ratoon stalks. And you harvest those, usually 5 to 6 of them, and you start them up. And as you continue to plant, your numbers grow exponentially, right? But you're still limited to the 1 pineapple per stalk. So that's important to understand, right? Rotation and lots of land provide for good pineapple business, but you need lots of land to do that. Yeah. It's not a very water-thirsty crop, so that's nice too. Okay. Determining a ripe pineapple in the store is impossible. There is no such thing as a ripe pineapple in the store. You can get a ripe pineapple off of a pineapple plant after 1.5 years, but they're going to pick it early to transport it to you. Okay. Problematically, the fruit stops ripening after you harvest it. So once you disconnect it from that stalk, it doesn't get sweeter. So if you're one of those that leaves it on the countertop saying, I'm waiting for it to sweeten, no, you're just wasting your time. Yes, it'll change color, right? It'll go through the motions of decomposing and oxidizing, but it's not getting sweeter necessarily.
Going on the wrong side of the track, sweetie. Guess.
Yeah, we got fed on this side of the track.
So, can you repeat why you like this one?
I get fed.
So Danielle likes to share excursions where she gets fed.
Yeah.
We're gonna go down here, get on the train, see the horse and the donkey. Let Ella not
Hopefully
see
you
the horse
don't
and the
park.
donkey.
Want
Yeah.
me to go on her right side?
No, I'll control it once we get there. Even though we've got 12 horses at home, Ella still doesn't like horses.
Well, the one time she got spooked by one in New York City.
Yes. Traumatic experience for her.
It surprised her. She did not like it.